Hello, and thank you for joining us today as we continue our look at the writing on the wall as it speaks to our generation. We saw in our last video that electricity, the modern Hebrew word for electricity, chashmal, is found in the Bible where it is translated amber, and it is numbered. It has the same number, 2830, as Kleidon. Raging wave is how that word is translated in the New Testament. Now, these things should not matter. These numberings, they should not have any connection. One of them is from the Old Testament, the H numbers, chashmal being the one we're looking at now. The other is from the New Testament, written many years later in a different language by different authors. That word Kleidon is numbered 2830 with chashmal, connected through numbers in the Bible, connected. The Hebrew word for electricity is connected to raging wave. And we saw that is exactly what electricity does. When it transmits the electron through the wire, it propagates an electromagnetic wave, and that is how we make our Wi-Fi, radio waves. All those signals are encoded using this way, this method here. And it's called out in the Bible. Called out chashmal, numbered with electricity. The reason it is because that is the writing on the wall. Thy kingdom is numbered and finished, and thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. And we saw that word wanting was numbered with flood, as the flood is upon our land. The raging waves are upon our land. Now when we look at the raging waves here, this occurs two times. The word Kleidon occurs two times in the New Testament. One time it's translated raging, the other time wave. We're going to look at raging waves from the New Testament that are not the word Kleidon. We're going to look at Jude 1:13. Raging waves of the sea, foaming out their own shame, wandering stars, to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. Those two words, raging waves, those are not Kleidon. These are two different words, not Kleidon, not the one we just looked at. So let's look at those words there. Now, even though they are different words, this pattern still holds true. God is speaking to us through his words with the writing on the wall. This kingdom is numbered, as is his word, and he is speaking to us through that. So when we look at this, these raging waves, although separate from Kleidon, the one that is connected to electricity, this follows the same pattern. In other words, if you put the idea that the waves are electromagnetic waves, it still fits what we see around us today. So let's look. Raging waves of the sea. Raging waves are like the Wi-Fi signals coming out of all the devices, all of our electronics. Raging waves of the sea, foaming out their own shame. The people are like the sea, and the raging waves are what they have created. The waves of their own making, foaming out their own shame. People are putting their own bad behavior, their own evil works, their own horrible deeds online, putting it out there for everybody to see. They are using the raging waves of the sea. They are foaming out their own shame. They are wandering stars, to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. This is what's going on in the modern world. People are using all the waves to foam out, if you were, foam out their own shame. They are wandering stars, some of them literally movie stars, internet stars, music stars, foaming out their own shame. Now we're going to look at the words of this closely. Raging. That word raging is G66, agrios, living or growing in the fields or woods. And that is exactly what we have going on. People are using the electromagnetic spectrum, the electromagnetic field that goes through everything. And they are manipulating that. They are propagating waves through that. So this is the type of wave we're talking about. Agrios, living or growing in a field. It is numbered. G66 connected with H66, numbered with a name, Abel Mayim, and that name means meadow of waters. What are the odds of these two words, again, not connected? One's from the Greek, one's from the Hebrew, from centuries and centuries apart from these authors using different languages, different time periods, different cultures. They line up. Now, in the last days, brought together by the technology. And we see that they were testifying against the technology. And the raging wave, what type of wave? Raging, living or growing in fields or woods, connected to a meadow of waters. That word, Abel Maim, meadow of waters. Abel is a plain, field, meadow. So you're looking at the waves, what it says, are growing in fields or wood, connected by number to the word Abel Maim, which is a field of water, meadow of water. And that is what we are seeing today. That is what type of waves we have. Now, as we continue looking at this, the pattern will become even more clear. So we're going to stop here for the sake of time, and we're going to pick it up at the waves next time. This type of wave, a raging wave, this verse is calling out the technology, calling it out and putting it in our face, right in front of us, because the writing is on the wall for our generation. Now we're going to pick this up next time. You can check all of our videos on signofire.com, on yeshuaiscoming.com, and of course on this YouTube channel. So until next time, thank you.